Everyday Superpower, where we talk game, that's relationships, we talk body language, which we will be doing today. We talk psychology, biology, everything in between. This is real life. And with that being said, I'm going to take it back to basics, yeah? This is back to basics. This is arm crossing. Why would somebody cross their arms? This is back to basics. People know this within reason, but I'm going to break it down and I'm going to express it to you. You're going to absorb it, see it in your day-to-day, and we're going to go from there. So, what I'm exposing to you confidently and comfortably is my ventral side. That is my internal organs, okay? If you punch me here, it's going to hurt. My heart is here. My kidneys, my lungs, my whatever is all housed within my stomach. When we started to walk upright from all fours, we became bipedal, and in doing so, we exposed our underside, our belly, and we became quite timid of being attacked from the front, because it's going to be incredibly problematic, because our vitality is at stake. And number one rule for our preservation, subconsciously speaking, hardwired within us, is survival, okay? So we need to survive. So why would we expose our side to potentially threatening predators? Now, with that being said, we have a consistent, never-ending battle in our brains between the conscious and the non-conscious for that survival, for that perception of, let's have a look if I can get a bit of better lighting on here, mate. It's not great, is it? It's not great. But you're going to have to deal with it just for the moment, alright? So, we have the conscious, we have our brain who questions things, understands things, learns things, perceives things, observes things, our internal monologue, which, you know what I mean, whether you have it or don't talk to me, alright? If you're a soulless cretin without it, bro, don't come to me, alright? And in the back of our head, in our unconscious, we've got the primate who is ever so threatened and still going through life with this, fight and flight response and reacting to what our brain perceives as a threat through these means. Give me one moment, I'll try to sort this lighting out. 1 second. Let's get back to it, shall we? So, the arms are crossed, yeah? We've got two brains. Apologies if I have to catch up where I left. I just had to go sort this bloody lighting out. So, our conscious brain sees negative connotations in someone. Let's say we had an argument with them the other day. Let's say we're heading towards an argument with them the other day. Let's say somebody raises an idea that we find uncomfortable. Let's say somebody questions us full stop and we have to answer because it's part of business, but we, down to our, more shy, introverted nature perhaps, don't necessarily feel the most comfortable when it comes to general engagement with people from the first place. Then we may respond to questioning with a blocking of that as a protection, because the primate in us is perceiving that threat per se as real, literal, physical threat. There's no differentiation between the two, okay? Because yonks on back, when we disagreed over something, it might have come somewhere else. And to this day, we still have these instincts within us. We still have the aggression as men. We get it called toxic and so on and so forth due to it. Let's be real, it's more so down to our biology, our hardwiring, as to why we might act out sometimes. But being able to control that shows more, that's we've discussed that 20 times over. We have to control ourselves as men. We have to be stoic. I hate the word stoic because it's been just peed all over by just, pseudo nonsense. But I digress. We will cross our arms in real time, and you will see that happen with other people. I'll be there, and I'll say, oh yeah, how's so-and-so doing? And I'll see them cross their arms in relation to that question, and I know I've hit something, and I'll think, wait a minute. I'll just say, you seem a little bit uncertain. And you know what? Generally speaking, they'll understand, because this whole arm crossing thing isn't I know this is everyday superpower, because we do learn a superpower, we learn how to read minds, but in this case, it's quite a popular form of non-verbal communication. People saying, oh, you're uncomfortable because you're crossing your arms. And when you tell them that, they will say, I'm just cold. They will say that 70% of the time, I swear to you. And then there you go. There's a correlation between being cold and crossing your arms, not only in the literal sense when you're out there, but when you are threatened, your blood will just shoot to your extremities, to your feet, to your legs, in order for you to escape what you perceive as a threat. So you're not having this consistent, like, warmth, this blood pressure, which is shooting across your body, right? So then we have a look at how they've crossed their arms, because this might relate to how they were pacified as children. Holding one arm, perhaps. Holding two arms. You see, this is beyond like a hiding away. You're literally holding onto yourself. So you're engaging your nerve endings to shoot up to the brain and release feel-good hormones, right? But look into the past of that individual, and you may see that their mother, that their father, that their grandparents held on to them as a way of saying it's okay, everything's going to be fine. And we'll see these pacifying behaviors, these regressive, infantile, kiddle situations manifest through their nonverbal communications, which still cool and calm themselves down to this day. It's incredibly fascinating, and you will see the child within them emerge in this threatened space. It's the scared child. Yeah? Now, the brain works aside the body. They send communications back and forth. So if you're trying to get a message across, it's tough to do so with somebody who has quite literally obstructed your communication to them. Okay? It doesn't matter what it may be. You may have a glass in between you on a date. You may have a menu in between you. You may have a table between you and the next person. You may have this, that, and the third. You may have a few buttons done. You may have a tie as opposed to an open. You may have your jacket done up. These are all obstructions, and these are all means of not only defending ourselves, but makes it harder for us to receive messages and absorb communication from the next person. It's an incredible thing because our brain still perceives it and relates it to that blockage, to that defense mechanism. And the arms are some of the strongest display of doing so ever. There was a study done of people studying in a class, and those who were there with their arms closed absorbed less information than those who were open. So pay attention to that. If you're trying to get a point across, you need to ensure that they relieve themselves of this defensive mechanism. This closed body language. Closed isn't great body language. Open body language is good body language. Okay? As a whole. And you can stop doing this. You can stop doing that. I know that most of it is non-verbal subconscious behavior. So you can't really, consistently stop doing what you're doing. But this is so bold that you can stop doing this particular behavior because I have done it and I would advise you do it. That's game. That's game. Click like and subscribe. I upload every day. And aside from that, I've got 2 links in the description. One will take you through to the catalogue of body language. Over 220 videos on YouTube I've compiled of my own material, which will tell you how to read people through their subconscious behaviours. Second to that, the Patreon. You'll join me in observing attraction and repulsion cues with real people on real dates. I'll break it down. You'll take it into the real world. You'll become Casanova. Game over. I'm signing out. Peace.